Softball hosted Chadron State in their first home series of the season, and we have your highlights from Sunday's doubleheader.
Plus, find out if women's basketball was able to qualify for the RMAC tournament.
All the sports news you need coming up on Maverick Postgame. Well, it is another week and another episode of Maverick Postgame for you to enjoy. I'm Joe Azar, and alongside me, as always, the man who's living proof white man can't jump, Bryce Reedy.
Unlike my jumping ability, CMU softball's ability to perform on the field is quite excellent. After taking down the number 2 and number 22 teams in the nation en route to a 10-0 start, the undefeated Mavs began conference play this past weekend with a doubleheader against Chadron State. Let's take you down to CMU softball field, where we're going to show you some of the highlights from a great game between the Mavericks and the Eagles, and the Mavericks clearly are showing here why they're the number 3 team in the nation.
Yeah, we're going to start things off. Brooke Hodgson doubled to center field on that wall, and that allowed Maggie Mann-Warren to score right off the bat. Bottom of the first, Mavericks up 1-0, Bryce.
Yeah, and now we're going to take you, it's Abby Toller reached on a throwing error, and that advanced her all the way to third. And then on a second error, they scored as well, and the Mavericks all of a sudden are up 2-0.
Yeah, and this is, again, another play. Abby Toller stole second, and that allows Kayla Jacoby to come from third and steal home. 3-0 now the score for the Mavericks, Bryce. And here we go again. This is the RMAC Player of the Year. This is Brooke Hodgson there, doubles up the middle. That allows Alex DeFore to go from second all the way home. And that score is now 4-0, Bryce.
Yeah, now Kelly Maraska is going to be able to hit this one deep into the center, right center. Anne-Marie Torres scores, and so does Brooke Hodgson to lead the Mavericks 6-0 in this one.
Yeah, and the big reason why they were able to lead 6-0, Mackenzie Surface. She's the preseason pitcher of the year, and she had herself a day. Let's look at that. Kenzie K counter, and she strikes out Kendall Moody. Looking, then is Aspen Eubanks, and she's gone swinging, Bryce. Hot start so far.
Yeah, and next up, it was going to continue all day. Allie Mason strikes out looking. That one, you're not getting a touch of that one. Next up is Julia Elbert, and she's going to try and get anything she can, get any contact, and it's just not going to work for that one. 5 Ks now for Kinsey.
Yeah, Lelani Nickham is the 6-1. Then you got Alyssa Geis, and she's going to try and swing at that one. Not fast enough, though, as she strikes out as well. Then we got Ellie Owens. Here she goes, and just has enough of a check swing that they count it as a strikeout. And then it's Lauren Rank. Here we go. She thinks she's walking. She's walking to the dugout after getting struck out.
Yeah, now Nickham back up again. She swung out of her shoes for that one. Couldn't get anything, though. Swung out of her shoes for no good reason. Now, once again, Moody up at this line. It just keeps going. She was on fire here today as another one strikes out swinging as she got a running start. Didn't help her, though.
Yeah, and now Angelica Maple strikes out looking, and now she has a chance to go for her career high here. She ties her career high by striking out Ellie Owens. 13 Ks, and guess what? Top of the 7th, one final out. She swings and misses. Lauren Rank, she can go home. That's a no-hitter for Kenzie Surface, Bryce. The first from CMU since 2010, and Kenzie Surface also has a career high 14 strikeouts. Now we go to game 2, and the Mavericks continue now on the offensive front. Brooke Hodgson single through the right side. That allows Maggie Mann-Warren to score, and just like that, bottom of the first, 1-0 Mavericks.
Yeah, Mann-Warren's one of the fastest players in the RMAC, but here it's Lexi Comer singles up the middle. This time Brooks Hodgson's going to score all the way from second, and all of a sudden the Mavericks in the bottom of the first take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and here we go. This is Brooke Hodgson again. She reaches on a muff throw to first, and that allows, again, Maggie Mann-Warren. You talked about her speed. She's able to score there from third base, and now it is 3-0, Bryce.
Yeah, and then here, Brooke Hodgson is going to get this is a weird play here. So Brooke Hodgson was out at first, but on an advanced throw, it allowed a fielder's choice to allow the Mavericks to take another run. Weird play that happened in that inning.
Yeah, it's 4-1 now, bottom of the 6th, and the Mavericks decided, well, you know what, it's time to go home. This is a good play there. Alex DeFore double to left center. That allows Maggie Mann-Warren and Abby Toller to score, so it's 6-0. Then it's Kelly Maraska, who reaches on a fielding error. That's a bad play there by the shortstop, and Alex DeFore now scores. Kelly Maraska, here we go again. This is a steal to second base. Another misplay there by Chadron State allows Brooke Hodgson to steal home. It is 8-1, and then guess what, Bryce? Kayla Jacoby says it's time to go home. It's a 3-run blast there for Jacoby. Since they're up by 10 runs now, Bryce, we end the game. It is 11-1, and what a way to end both of Sunday's games. That's a fantastic way to get a job done, and we take you to the score box now. Kayla Jacoby's 3-run shot in the 6th inning was the exclamation point on a dominant 11-0 win for CMU, who were victorious in both games Sunday. Thanks to her home run, Jacoby led the team in RBIs in Game 2 with 3. Preseason Player of the Year, though, Brooke Hodgson had 2 RBIs in the first game, 1 in the second. Through 12 games, she leads her team in that statistic with 18. With her no-hit performance in the first game, Mackenzie Service moves to 7-0 on the season. Again, it was the first no-hitter for softball since Sarah Jordan did it in 2010, and after completing the sweep by winning Monday's doubleheader, the team now travels to Alamosa for a pair of doubleheaders against Adams State starting Saturday at noon.
Now, after barely making it into the RMAC playoffs after securing the 7th seed last weekend, women's basketball traveled to the number 2 team, Metro State, for the opening round of the RMAC playoffs. Now, in the regular season, not much separated the two teams. However, in the postseason, it was a very different story. The Lady Mavs only made one of their 7 3-point attempts in the first half, creating a 13-point deficit to try and come back from. Things wouldn't get much better in the second half either. The Mavs finished 4 for 15 from the 3-point line, and that is a cold 27% as their season ended thanks to a 71-58 defeat. Now, Jalen Duran led the team with 17 points, followed by Matai Panisa's 14, and the Mavs end the season with a 19-10 record. Now, it's not all gloom and doom for the Mavericks basketball season, as they had players on both the All-RMAC teams for both men's and women's. For the second time in her career, Erin Richley earned a spot on the RMAC first team, and the senior averaged 15 points and 3 assists per game. Her backcourt partner, Jalen Duran, earned a spot on the second team, establishing herself as one of the deadliest shooters from 3 in the entire nation. On the men's side, it was Connor Nichols who earned first team. He led the Mavericks with both 19 points and 7 rebounds per game.
Well, over to the baseball diamond now, as it was a clash of the number 4 and number 6 team in the nation this weekend when CMU baseball faced off against Cal Baptist. After the 4th-ranked Mavs split the series in California, they finally get to begin RMAC play against Colorado Christian University with a pair of doubleheaders in Lakewood on Friday and Saturday. The Mavs have won 6 consecutive RMAC regular season championships and 4 straight tournament titles. According to the conference coaches, it doesn't look like the norm is going to change. 8 out of the 9 coaches in the conference chose the Mavericks as preseason favorites. Colorado School of Mines and Regis University round out the top 3. CMU's opponent this weekend, CCU, was voted as the 8th best team out of 9 in the conference.
Now, men's lacrosse is one of the 8 nationally ranked teams currently at CMU, coming in at 14th in the latest national poll. Out of their first 3 games, this was by far the toughest on paper as they took on 3rd-ranked Lenore Rhine. The Mavs were able to take a 10-7 lead entering the 4th and final quarter of play, but the Bears roared back to tie the game at 12. But with 32 seconds to play, midfielder Jack Griffin scored to complete his hat trick and gave CMU the 13-12 upset win over the number 3 team in the nation. The victory is the first in the program history over a top 5 ranked team and only the 2nd win against a top team in the top 10 in program history. The Mavs will now host their first 2 games of the season with a game next Tuesday against conference rival Rockhurst University.
Yeah, and the Mavericks are up to number 8 in the national poll thanks to that. Now, moving on to spring season, it's a very busy time for CMU, as you can tell with all the news that we got. But with big dates wrapping up for track and field, wrestling, and swimming, we decided to give you what every student wants anyway and provide the Spark Notes highlighting the best results of multiple spring sports. So let's take a look at that. Freshman Sierra Forboard likely earned a spot at the Division II National Championships thanks to a fantastic performance there, as she was able to do a very good job in the Vegas Invitational. Bryce, let's take you now to track and field, and Nolan Ellis and Winchester.
Yeah, both turned in record-setting efforts to earn the RMAC indoor title in their events. Winchester smashed the school record with an 8.56-second run in the 60-meter hurdles. Ellis continued his undefeated season in the pole vault by clearing an RMAC championship record, 5.12 meters. That's 16 feet and 9.5 inches for those who aren't good at math like us, and well, we're clearly not good at math. We're mass comm students.
Well, absolutely. And now wrestling, we have the NCAA Super Region 4 tournament, and Jason Bohr and Bruno Nicoletti had a chance to redeem themselves and punch their tickets to nationals. And they did exactly that. Burr defeated rival Jacoby Jones of CSU Pueblo, and Nicoletti defeated Idaho State Isaac Lopez in overtime to punch their tickets to nationals. Fantastic awards for spring sports. And now we're going to close out the show by giving out our Maverick Postgame Awards of the week, starting with the Play of the Week brought to you by Bravo's Pizza. This award goes to Kayla Jacoby of CMU Softball.
That one hit deep to left field. Kayla Jacoby drills it out. It's a 3-run homer for Jacoby. That one will end the game, and the Mavericks win it 11-1.
And now we're going to stick with softball for the Maverick of the Week as we give the honors to Mackenzie Surface. We've already talked about her historic performance on Sunday, but let's refresh your memory one more time. Surface struck out a career-high 14 batters in the home opener, and she also gave up 0 hits. She has CMU softball's first no-hitter since 2010 and was the key to the Mavericks opened up RMAC play with a victory. And it was just announced earlier this week that she was also named National Pitcher of the Week honors. Not a bad week at all. Mackenzie Surface, our Maverick of the Week.
Well, thanks for sticking with us, and that'll do it for this week's episode. You guys know the drill. Catch us next week for the latest news and scores in the world of CMU sports. With Bryce Reedy, I am Joe Azar. Have a great week, Mavs.